Islanders at home, and he's a part of the Northeast Division champion Boston Bruins. It's Gregory Campbell. It's Deb Placey and Ken Danico in New York. How are you today, Greg?
Good, thanks.
Good. Glad to have you. Tell us, how important that was to finish off the Islanders last night in that game, as you only have a couple of games left now. It's not like you don't have a lot to play for, but things have been sewn up for a while. You've won the division. What did it mean to close out that game last night?
Well, I think it was important for us, obviously, coming off the game on Monday night against the Rangers, when we found ourselves in the same situation going to the third, and kind of let the lead slip away. So for us, I think a lot of the guys on our team have just been counting down the days until the playoffs start, and really, when games begin to matter. But as professionals, I think we need to stay focused on these last couple of games, and really, it's a cliche, but you can't turn it on and off. So we want to be playing our best hockey going to the playoffs.
Well, we've talked about it quite a bit today because there are some other teams like Vancouver in your situation. How hard is it to play out these final few games? You don't want bad habits to creep in, yet you're only human. These games are clearly not as important for teams that have to win to get in. How difficult is it to ramp up and amp up your game and play at a certain level down the stretch here when things are decided?
Well, for sure. I mean, it's totally natural, like you said, to look ahead to the playoffs, and it's an exciting time of the year. We worked all year, to put ourselves in the position that we're in right now to win our division and to get the top seed there. So I think it comes down to the leaders in our room and having that message that we have to stay focused, and as a team, good teams keep playing well, and we can't let that level of play slip. So if we want to be successful going forward here, I think we have to develop those good habits now, whether we're playing games that don't matter or big games. So, for good teams that have been successful in the past, their level of play has always stayed at that high level, and I think that's what we want to do.
Gregory, I want to go back a little bit. You started your career and played some years with the Florida Panthers, and then moving on to the Boston Bruins. I mean, obviously that's part of the business, and players, say, well, I might want to play here, but you just relish the opportunity to play wherever and get your chance in the National Hockey League. And you've really solidified yourself and done a real good job in Boston. Was it real exciting for you to go to Bruins original 6, or were you just looking at another opportunity to advance your career?
Absolutely, it was exciting for me. I mean, obviously, folks think that I grew up in a hockey family, and I enjoyed these kind of places where hockey really matters. And like you said, I think as a young player starting your career off, your goal is just to make it to the NHL and play. And I enjoyed my 5 years in Florida, and it's a good organization, and there's a lot of good players there, and a lot of good players that have come out of there. But for me, I think I'm at the point of my career where winning is most important, and as you go further on into your career, the chances of that become slimmer and slimmer. So, obviously, things happen in hockey that are out of your control, such as the trade last June, but I looked at it as a fresh start for me, and an opportunity to come to a good team, an organization that's expected to win and has a good shot at that. So I've really enjoyed myself this year, and it's been a different experience for me going from Florida to here. I've just tried to fit in and to play a role that could really benefit this team. And we have a pretty deep team here, and a team that has the capability of doing something special. So I'm really enjoying my time here.
We're talking to Gregory Campbell from the Boston Bruins. They have 2 games left. They're home for the Senators on Saturday. Then they'll play in New Jersey on Sunday. They finish off against the Devils. They've already made the playoffs, clinched the 3 seed as the Northeast Division champion. And you could actually also finish second, so that hasn't been decided yet. But I want to ask you about, Kenny brought up the room, and last night before the puck drop, they gave out some season-ending awards to the Bruins, so some voted on by their players and that kind of thing. Give us a couple of guys who are unsung heroes who maybe we wouldn't know about, that are leaders in your room, that do matter at this time of the year, guys that have been an influence on you.
Well, I think when you have an opportunity to play with different players, you really get to see what they're all about. I mean, I think every player in the NHL follows other teams and what's going on, but until you actually have that chance to play with the guys and see what they're like behind the scenes, you have to have that opportunity. And for me, Patrice Bergeron, I know he gets a lot of credit, but I don't think he gets as much credit as he deserves. He's professional at all times, and then he really works hard. He's one of our best players, but off the ice, he's one of our hardest workers, and a guy like Mark Recchi as well. And I mean, he's been around and had a tremendous career, Hall of Fame career. But until you play with guys that are that good on a day in, day out basis, you don't really have the appreciation for how good they are. So for me, it's been an exciting opportunity to play with those two guys.
Gregory, last one for me. We touched on it a little bit in these games down the stretch, and obviously you just can't wait till the playoffs. And I've been in those situations where you just want to get the regular season over with, and you had the 3-0 lead against the Rangers, and they end up coming back against you. Is it a point where you kind of mentioned a fine tuning and learning a lesson from that going in the playoffs and just trying to be at your best going in? Because let's face it is a new season, and we know that you want to play well. However, the games aren't as important. You're solidified, and now it's time to get the second season going, shall I say. But do you guys talk about that and go, boys, we got to learn to, put the foot to the floor when we have that 3-0 lead type of game, especially come playoff time?
Well, most definitely. I know it was addressed after the Ranger game, and I think it's better to have that happen now than it is in the first round or going further on into the playoffs. So for us to address that as a team and to kind of fine-tune our game here is important. For me, it's uncharted waters. I've either been in a situation where the games haven't mattered the last 5 years, or I've been in a situation like Carolina where 2 years ago I was out. We were out the second last game of the year. So for us, for me to be in this situation now, I'm kind of learning as I go each day here with how to handle it. But there's enough leaders on our team, enough guys have been through that and have won Stanley Cups on our team and have gone far into the postseason that can really stress that message daily that we have to be collectively as a group, focused every day, come to work every day, no matter if the games mean anything or not, and develop those good habits, and that's what's gonna make us successful going forward here.
Please remember, Gregory, that Kenny is the one who brought up losing the 3-0 lead. I did not bring it up to you.
No, it's a learning lesson. Gregory understands as a player.
I didn't bring it up, just so you remember, okay?
You learn from it, as long as you learn from it. Right?
I think it's more of a sore spot for the guys in Carolina. They were probably watching the game.
They're mad at you.
We mentioned that on the air, by the way.
They're annoyed, but that's okay. I'm sure you probably grew up around the Garden. You probably went to the Garden as a kid a lot when your dad was coaching there.
Oh, yeah, I spent a lot of days. I watched a lot of games of the Garden, no question.
And I was probably still a reporter already, but let's not get into that. Thank you, Gregory.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.